Ladies and gentlemen, Governor Peter Shumlin.
Hey, well, let's hear it for Shiloh Nelson. I mean, what a voice, huh? For the first time I heard Shiloh sing, it was about a decade ago, and I was at a funeral. And all of a sudden she got up and sang, and I thought an angel had landed. And I think I was right. So thank you. That was extraordinary. And to all of you that are here, to all the musicians that are helping out today, you know, we got a little challenge ahead. But it's this response. It's the fact that you're here and helping. It's the fact that one young Vermonter made me this t-shirt that says it all. Vermont. You know, we got a little message for that little hurricane. We're going to build back Vermont better than the way she found us. And it's the spirit here on this lawn across Vermont. Folks working hard, reaching out to neighbors, reaching out to strangers, mucking out basements, tearing sheetrock out of people's homes, helping people recover. That's going to get us through what has been a tragic storm. I have seen more acts of courage and generosity and community and pure love in the last 12 days than I've seen in my lifetime. And I can't tell you how proud I am to be governor of the state of Vermont. Only in Vermont would we see the kind of extraordinary giving that's pulling us through this storm. I want to share a few, which I shouldn't because there's been so many, but of the thousands of people that I've seen who have been impacted, who've lost their lives, who've lost their homes, who've lost everything that they had. It's the indomitable spirit of Vermonters that's going to bring us back strong, healthy, and better than the way we were. I was down in Jamaica this week, and in the center of the town, like so many towns from Waterbury to the Massachusetts line, there are 10 or 11 houses in historic Jamaica that are no longer there. They're just a rubble piled up in the West River. And a woman came up to me and she said, my house stood there. And I've known that house since I was a kid, because that's where I'm from. The house is gone. The land under the house is gone. There's nothing but a riverbed left. There is nowhere to rebuild. And she said, you know, Governor, what gets me through this is this community, is the people that have been reaching out to me. It's my children who came home. It's my son who spent 7 hours searching the West River south of my house and came back with 2 photographs that will be the only memories I have in terms of photographs of raising my kids. That's what gives me hope. I was up in Pittsfield, and a woman came with tears rolling down her face, and she said, you know, Governor, that's my house right there. And it was piled up with 7 or 8 others. She said, this town, this community was kind of tight before Irene hit us. But now we're like family, and that means more to me than my possessions. Yesterday I attended the services for 2 extraordinary people. One is a 30-year veteran of the municipal water system to Rutland, that's up in Mendon. Mike went up with his son Mike, Big Mike and Little Mike together, in the heart of the storm to ensure that the water pump was still running up in Mendon so the city of Rutland wouldn't run out of water during the storm. Just one of the thousands of countless acts of courage by municipal employees across this state who wanted to make sure that in the storm, people like you were going to be okay. So the bank gave away, and we lost them both. The extraordinary thing about Vermont is that his son is there with a smile, working every single day in his job, searching for his brother in the river who we haven't found yet. And he turned to me at the service and he said, Governor, the fact that this community is giving us the support, my mom and I, that we're getting now, is what's pulling us through this tragedy. So let's look forward for a minute. You know, politicians all across America, public servants all across America, seem unwilling to talk about the future. And if there's a lesson in our rebuilding, it is that the storms that we've seen in Irene, the storms that we saw here in Montpelier in April and again in May, are examples of what lies ahead for us. More intense rain delivered to us what I call Costa Rica style, 8, 9, 10, 11 inches at a time, in more violent ways than we're accustomed to. You know, down in Texas right now, they've been hoping for rain for about 6 years. And there are forest fires raging across the state. Yet their governor recently signed a pledge stating that climate change is not man-made. We in Vermont know from Irene, from the other floods, that we have an opportunity. When we put back our bridges, when we put back our roads, when we put back our houses, we're going to do it to build for a future that we know is in front of us. We'll be stronger, we'll be better, we'll be more prepared than Texas and many other states. So we didn't come here for long speeches, we came here to listen to some more music. But there's a donation tent right by that blue tent back there. The Vermont Relief Fund, the Red Cross, the United Way, all the folks, the Vermont Community Fund, all the folks that are helping to raise money to get money out. Listen, despite the extraordinary generosity and support of President Obama, of the best congressional team in America, Pat Leahy, Bernie Sanders, Peter Welch, and all that they're doing to get us resources, they can't do it all. To the woman in Jamaica who has no land and no house, $30,200 is going to help, but it's not going to get her very far. There are hundreds and hundreds of Vermonters like her, and together, with the help of these musicians today, with the help of all of you, by giving as generously as you can to that blue tent, by buying a fish ticket, by joining up in any way you can to help out, by continuing to reach out for your neighbors, continue to drag out the sheetrock, pump out the basements, give them the help they need, by slowing down for municipal and state employees who are trying to rebuild our roads and bridges. There's going to be frustration ahead. It's going to take patience, but together we'll build this state back better than the way Irene found us, and thank you for your generosity here in the best state in the country. We appreciate it.